freaking like that song. That was good. That was going on the playlist. Legends. It's been a while. Yeah, things happened. Really bad things happened. Sadly, I lost my uncle due to cancer, and we had his funeral last week. So I decided that I need to take a little bit of time out, a little bit of R&R, and so that's what I did. I just got about a lot of things and cracked on with it. So first of all, great to see you, Jerome Van den Kronacker, for being the first in, your legend, and also Interin, thank you for your condolences. Jerome did give me my condolences in the previous video, so thank you very, very much for that. Probably fair, even though are we all off for a trip to David Jones's locker? Oh dear, it's been a pretty interesting 2 weeks. The last 15 days has been nothing but bearish. So everyone's starting to feel it now. They're starting to go, well, this is just freaking boring. I'm sick of it. But don't be alarmed. It's a great opportunity for you to buy more crypto if that's what you are looking to do. Obviously, everything that I say is not financial advice. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Bobbly Fett, thank you very, very much. That's very, very kind of you, and appreciate all of your support. So, in relation to what is going on, I do have I've put a bit of work together just to try and give you an understanding as to what's going on, and I've lost it now, which is great, isn't it? I freaking lost it. Okay, I found it. So I'm going to literally concentrate on this. So if you are asking questions, I will come back to the questions after it, because I've really got to concentrate on what is going on, certainly in the market, and try and make it as easy as possible for all of you to understand. So in relation to Bitcoin erases the latest gains with the Bitcoin price back below the $20,000 spikes, sadly. So we have, looking at the market here, we did have a beautiful support level at this 20,677 all the way up to 21,178. But the issue that we've got, right, is that we was bouncing on it too many times and we wasn't getting any higher. In fact, on the 4 hour, that 21 RSI, 21 EMA, sorry, the moving average, did cause us a bit of a headache. We tried to spike above it and just couldn't get above it at all. So what happens here is that we was creating weakness in the market, hence our drop down. Now that we've dropped down, we do have a support level, which has been here for a long time. I predict it being at 19,317. But it's actually at 19,500. So, to make things a little bit more accurate, we will move this up so you know what is going on and where the next support level is. So, Bitcoin has dropped with the US stocks, okay, as the dollar finds momentum for an attack on the early 20-year highs. So, in relation to the DXY, we'll go away from Bitcoin for now and just have a look at the DXY. Now, you lot have seen the DXY a long time, and in relation to the DXY, there is still movement happening for the DXY, and this is where I predict the height of the DXY to go before we get some higher movement. Oh, there's a lot of people saying that it's finished, it's dealt with, this is the top, and this green line here is what people are hoping the DXY is going to follow and hopefully get a breakdown. So the DXY itself could potentially look something pretty horrific, okay? So if we get a breakout above this resistance line here, see, it's tried to do it once, twice, 3 times and failed, but if it successfully gets above, then we could see the DXY, or the US dollar, get into that 112, which is going to cause a real ruckus with the Bitcoin price. And in fact, if we see prices of 112 on the DXY, then we will see Bitcoin down at some crazy prices round about here, which is going to be that 17,500 mark. There's a lot of people talking about a $16,000 Bitcoin, which is a great opportunity for you to buy, but it's not great in the fact that it just gives you more and more downward momentum and things don't feel great at all. So Bitcoin fell back below the 20th of back below the $20,000 today as Wall Street opens, and it showed that hodlers have made an enormous loss and they've had to sell it at a loss as well. Hence the big, massive sell-off that we saw today. Here we had this huge sell-off because people just got a little bit scared and jumped out. Relative strength index was ridiculously low as well, and still there was carrying on downward momentum. So we've got data from Cointelegraph Markets and TradingView captured the latest dive below the 2017 bull market peak for Bitcoin, with United States equities dropping in step. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq index lost 1.1% and 1.25% in the first hour, respectively, while Bitcoin shed 2.5% during the single hourly candle. So if we go ahead and have a look at the SPX, the SPNV 500, we have seen we hit a top here on the 17th of August, and then we've just lost momentum with the S&P 500. Now, it doesn't surprise me when inflation is going through the roof. The Fed, the US Fed, had a look to see how many people were unemployed, and it was double the amount that they thought it was going to be. So naturally, they have to increase inflation to cover the costs of non-workers. There is a memorandum in place for people to get back into work in the USA as quickly as possible, but it's going to take them twice as long because there was double the amount that they thought it was. So in relation to what I think is possibly going to happen, obviously not financial advice, but I want to give you my honest opinion, and I always will do this. Interim, this is the first time where I've ever felt shit got real with Bitcoin. Yeah, same. There's a couple of things that could potentially happen, and in relation to Bitcoin itself, the first thing I want to talk about is miners. In my opinion, anyone else can have their own opinion, but if Bitcoin drops below $17,000, it is not worthwhile for big miners to switch to carry on using 100% of their power to break the Bitcoin blocks or to mine the Bitcoin blocks. So you might find at 17,000 the hash rate comes down. So keep an eye on that, of the hash rate power for the miners below 17,000. Okay, but in relation to the price of Bitcoin, sadly, I expect to see a hammer candle going on around about here, and we're going to see some kind of movement with a W, probably a W pattern, and then up here, this is where things could get a little bit tasty. Okay, the fact that we could see a huge capitulation back down to these levels here, and then I believe, this is what I believe now, coming into September, is we will see a drop, touch this area, and maybe come and touch this. I do not want it to go below the $17,500. Some people reckon that $16,000 could actually be the bottom, so we might actually see this kind of movement. But over September, okay, in my opinion, it's not looking great in terms of our spot trading. What it does look great for is we are getting crypto at a ridiculously cheap price indeed. It already is cheap, okay, but you're gonna get some crypto that certainly with Bitcoin could potentially be another, in my opinion, 18% cheaper. September historically is not a great month for crypto, so hence my reasoning for this. Now, I know that looks pretty grim, okay? It looks horrific, but just bear with me because I want to show you something really, really interesting. I did post it the other day on the Discord. Let's go to the weekly because this is really, really Important that you get your head around this. If in doubt, zoom out. And right back from 2011, relative strength index was well below the 30, and we got a nice breakout to the upside, pushing our relative strength index way above the 70 for the first time, came back for a retest and then a second pump. Bear market hit, relative strength index was touching below the 30, okay? And then we got another breakout to the upside. Then we got another bear market, relative strength index touched below the 30, okay? Then we got a breakout. And then what happens here is this was the COVID dip, relative strength index touching the 30, and then we got the continuation of the bull market after that. And then what's happening now, certainly on the weekly, is we have the relative strength index below the 30. Okay, so we're back to where we was. This has only happened once, twice, 3 times. This is the 4th time since 2011 on the weekly that Bitcoin has hit below the 30 RSI. September could be a pretty tough month for us, which could keep that relative strength index down longer than we expect to. But in terms of placing bets, for the price to go up, now is a good time, okay? Also, what we've got is we can actually do work on the relative strength index. If I zoom this up, stretch it out a bit, move it across, we can actually create some beautiful lines on this. And what I see here is I see a descending triangle. You see how the relative strength index is hitting these points and getting rejected. It's hitting these bottoms and getting rejected. And there is a tightening motion happening. And it fits right with the drop to the 16K. Relative strength index comes and touches, and then we get another breakdown. But 80% of the time, historically, a descending triangle does work out to be a bullish return. And look at where this triangle is wanting to push the relative strength index for Bitcoin, okay? Which indicates that, oh my gosh, there could potentially be another bull run. And when is this going to happen? Well, if you have a look at this momentum here, we could potentially start to see around about January of next year to see some bullish momentum, possibly have a consolidation breakout till September, and then get the breakout, right? This just doesn't go away. The triangle still carries on, and the breakout still carries on over time until we reach the top of the descending triangle pump, and then this becomes invalid. So what we're really looking at here is what looks like a fantastic, beautiful movement, nice and clear for us to predict when we could potentially see the next big breakout for Bitcoin. I don't think we have seen one as clear as this before. We really haven't. This is the first time we've got a really clear movement. We've got a descending channel here. So here is a descending channel. And get my lines right. So yeah, not as clear as that. That there and that there. Then the pump. Okay, hit the resistance here. So it did work out right. This descending channel did actually have a positive pump. We've got a descending channel here, which did turn out to be bearish. So I'm sticking with that. I am sticking with the relative strength index just to try and ease your mind that we're not going to be in the negative forever. Okay, we're now coming to the point where Bitcoin is oversold. It's cheap. Bitcoin is cheap in relation to the relative strength index. Now there is other indicators that you can look at, like the MACD. You can have a look at the Bollinger Bands, etc. But for me, I am a big believer in the relative strength index. It's how I do my trading. It's how I run my trades. And it is how I work out what the next move is going to be in the crypto market. So I cannot ignore this movement for Bitcoin. Okay, so that is on the weekly if you wanted to have a look at it for yourself. Also, in relation to Bitcoin on the weekly, we have this white line, this diagonal line going to the upside. And the last time that we touched it was back here during the COVID dip. And then we're now back on this white line again. And what can happen is we can certainly come below this line. But just look at this, okay? So we had a touch and a breakdown below it. What I possibly suspect is going to happen is we are going to break below this line, but it's not going to be like this, okay? I feel in the market that it could potentially look something like this. Remember, we're not going to get a bull market until around about April to June of 2024. So we're going to get that kind of momentum. So we are below the white line, and then we get the freaking crazy bull run pushing us back up well above 1, 2, 3 up here. I'll just put my phone on silent. I do apologize for that. So that's kind of what I'm predicting up until 2024, hence why I'm so relaxed about the crypto market. Now, interim, apparently the world has been on a bull run since 2011. This could be why Bitcoin has always been an upward trajectory, but there are things going to be different for the next few years. Okay, I can understand that. Yeah, and you can see that Bitcoin has gone in this upward trajectory. But we had exactly the same conversations back here in 2013. Remember when people were saying Bitcoin's done, it's a scam, no one's going to buy it, it's going to zero. Why would anybody think that they could buy Bitcoin at $1,000 and make $100,000 off the back of it? And here we are having the same conversations. You wait until we get the bull run again and people will be saying Bitcoin is going to $1 million. All right, it happens every 4 years without fail. It has in the stock market, and it's going to do the same thing in the crypto market. So, yeah, I'll take it on board what you're saying. But everyone said this is it. That's the end of Bitcoin here. Up here, this is the end of Bitcoin here. This time is different. Yes, insurance. They're saying the same thing about Holochain Holo right now. All right, it's a FUD, okay? It is absolute FUD. Do you think that this is the end of the stock market? Do you think it's the end of the New York Stock Exchange? No, it freaking isn't. All right, it isn't. We're seeing a recovery right now. I'm just going to check my trade. And yeah, I'm $18 in profit right now with a trade of TRB. And I'll show you that. I'll show you that trade that I've done with TRB. Just so you know that we are still trading. I'm still trading. I'm quite happy with small trades. I'm not going big during the bear market. I just have small, tiny trades. Right, where is... Don't even know where it's going. Okay, if I move that across to there, press. Yeah, there we go. So here is my trade here. I know it's really, really small for you. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Yes, I can. So here is my current trade now, which is $21 in profit. Oh, that's enough. Yeah, $21 in profit right now with a crypto called TRB. Oh my gosh, why is that so hard to understand? So yeah, I'm longing. I'm currently in a long position with TRB. The relative strength index came down to 4.5, I believe it was. So yeah, this is not the end. All right, it's not the end of crypto at all. We've just got to be pretty hot on predicting which way the market is going. So I'm not bothered. All right, I'm still pretty chill in relation to what's going on in the market. I'm kind of happy with it. So please don't panic. All right, the last thing that we want you to do is to panic. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like institutions are getting ready to swallow it all up for buttons, then bang, it's out of sight. Yeah, they want it cheaper. Okay. Martin, what's going on? The future will be great. We just got to stay in there and use the opportunities that we get. Okay, it's great. All right, crypto's amazing. So that was the S&P 500, and it's lost 1.1% on the index. The latest move came as no surprise to traders already wary of a deeper correction for the latest cryptocurrency. Previously, many had called for a retracement towards the macro low seen in June. So there was people saying that the target was 18,000 when it failed to hold the 19,800 target. And people are now calling for a $16,000 Bitcoin. I don't want to see a $16,000 Bitcoin. I'm happy to see a double bottom on the 17,500. So that is where I am hoping to see where we are. Okay. So feels like Bitcoin has a date with a red range below between 17,800 and 18,900. It's not guaranteed, but it's certainly something that I'll be watching for. So please keep an eye on those two prices between the 17,800 and the $18,900 mark. I believe that's where Bitcoin is going to settle before we get a movement back up onto the upside. So the issue that we've got is each breakdown has resulted in a price retesting the low of the prior sell-off. So that's why we're getting this movement, and then we're just retesting. So these capitulation wicks that we call them capitulation wicks because it's a movement across touching a resistance, can't get any more higher, so people start panicking and they capitulate. Capitulate means they just freaking sell. So hence we're getting the big drop off. So these capitulation wicks became a nice price target once the support trend line failed, eventually leading to a new capitulation wicks. And bulls obviously want this pattern to end. So if we get a double bottom at the 17,500 and see a movement back up to the upside, then great. Weekly low stood at 19,500 for Bitcoin. These coming in slow for a test as the pair slid below $19,800 at the time of writing, but it's now at 19,900. So since I wrote this, we are up $100. So 10 in the US dollar as a risk asset tumbled. We closed the daily truly as an S&P that continues its correction today. We're not confirming the top at the moment for the DXY. I do think that we are going to go higher. In my opinion, this is what we could see. We could see 111, 112 before we move to the downside. We're only at 108 now, and we do look like we are touching this resistance line and then hit the top and then come for a retest the downside. It would fit right to see Bitcoin coming down that price if the DXY is going up. But what we could actually see as well is we could actually see a double top. If I click on not the weekly, I need to go to the daily. Okay, we could actually see a double top. So here is your first top and here is your second top, and then we get an M pattern printed and we come down. Okay, that is a possibility for the DXY. So where your eyes should be, Peter Engelfield, you freaking legend, great to see you. Where your eyes should be this week, certainly on Bitcoin. Have a look at the DXY and the SPX, which is the S&P 500, but mainly Bitcoin and the DXY. Have a look at Bitcoin on the weekly for your relative strength index, because that's really, really important. That you are trying to work out what is going on here and why we could see the pattern that I drew there. Kind of looks right to me, if I'm honest. I can't see much happening in the distant future, and with unemployment being where it is in America, we could be in for a fairly harsh 2023. But we'll all be here together. It is what it is. Question from Insurin. If a long-term hodler, do you sell now that Death Cross are back and wait for the next Golden Cross, or just hodl? Not financial advice. Okay. So you're looking at the weekly, and yes, we do have a Death Cross here, but the Death Cross is on the 21 and the 200. It's not on the 55 and the 200. Okay. You want a cross here on the 55 and the 200. So what we look at here is we look at the 4 hour. Okay, that is the most accurate crosses that we have, because it gives you the biggest range. Okay, so technically you should have sold on the 12th of April of 2022 when we got the Death Cross there and had a play about, which is what we've kind of done. And I've lost money with a Death Cross during the bear market here. I bought back in once we got the cross and then sold again and kind of lost a bit of money. But you cannot ignore the crosses, so you've just got to play the strategy. But technically, yes, we should have sold here. Actually, we should have sold up here. To be fair, we should have sold here at 60,000. Okay. What were the EMAs then? The 55 and the 200. Yes. The two that we are displaying on the weekly is the 21. But it's really cool that you have seen that. You saw the screen and had a look at the EMAs. That's awesome. But yeah, it's the 55 and the 200. Trading the weekly, no, not a chance. It's not something that I would do. I'm not interested in trading the weekly at all. Too slow. It's way too slow. Okay. So the US dollar, the DXY, saw a spike, taking it above 109 and to within 0.5 of the highs from the day prior. Shouldn't a bout turn occur on shorter time frames, Bitcoin could gain the momentum to crack 22,500. Holy crap! Holochain Fraser!
Howdy, partners.
Howdy, partners! What's going on? Thank you very much, Holochain Fraser, for the $2.42. It's nice. It's great to be back. It's really, really good. See you all, and to be back in the crypto space. There's not many people watching. I'm not surprised. Okay, it's rubbish. Crypto is rubbish right now. So if we do get a breakdown of the DXY, we are going to see a movement for Bitcoin. Why? Okay, so those of you that don't understand it, okay, and go, well, why, if the DXY drops, does Bitcoin go up? So we are looking at Bitcoin versus the USDT. So T being the tether, which is the crypto side of the US dollar. The tether follows the US dollar. Right, nice and easy. So if the US dollar goes up, okay, the US dollar is winning against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin obviously drops down. That is how we understand the price of Bitcoin against the US dollar. So whilst the price of the US dollar is going up, clearly Bitcoin weakens, hence why we're seeing the price drop down. So if we do create that M pattern, just like what the DXY looks like it's doing now, then we're going to see that reversal movement where Bitcoin becomes stronger over the US dollar. Maybe that hand. Yeah, that hand looks better. Bitcoin becomes stronger over the US dollar, and away we go. Off to the moon. Maybe not to the moon, but off we go up to higher prices. So that's kind of what we're sat waiting for. We're sat waiting for that now with the DXY. I'll get rid of that because I'll end up forgetting about it. So if I go to the DXY, The reason why we're seeing such low prices with Bitcoin is because this freaking thing won't stop going up. So once we get a breakdown, we're going to start to see Bitcoin disappearing back to the upside again. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this M pattern, touching this support and then breaking down back to that 100. Gets down UDXY. So the Fed have a lot of work to do, okay? Because if inflation spirals out of control, then the US dollar will just continue to go up and it'll be a ridiculous world for us for the next 12 to 18 months. So fingers crossed the Fed can sort something out. Where was I? So that's that. Great to see you, Holochain. Fraser, it's good to be back. So that's Bitcoin done. That's the DXY done. That's the S&P 500 discussed. Thank you very much for your patience on all of that. Let's go to the trusted Holo. Now this is Holo on the weekly, and as you can see from that 3 cent, I remember that day. It was a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, and I was sat on the top of the hill, having a look at my my crypto, hitting that 3 cent mark, and things were just awesome. There was $50,000 in my crypto account, and I was like, life is great. I'm super happy. And then ever since then, all we've done is we've seen a movement to the downside of a total of, holy crap, the lowest being 94%. That's a tough crypto winter. That is a freaking tough crypto winter. Really, really awful. But look, we've stuck with Holo, and I'm doing some bigger and greater things. Maybe on the platform of Holo, maybe. So my trust in Holo is huge, okay, because there's a lot on the line, a lot financially on the line in relation to my future, my business, and the other founders as well. There's a lot of money being invested into what we are creating. And I can't wait to explain to you what we are doing, okay? In relation to this company, we have now kind of figured out who's going to be the face of the business. And I can tell you that it's going to be myself and it's going to be Hesu. You'll see Hesu on Twitter quite a lot. So in relation to what's happening with the business that we're creating, the front runners will be myself and Hesu. We're working in tandem to give out all the information about the business that we're building. And it is for you lot, okay? It really, really is a community-based business that's going to help all of you in every stretch of your imagination, okay? Financially, practically, and also give you some really, really cool stuff in the future. So it's frustrating that I cannot tell you all about it because I spend most of my free time working on this freaking business. It's ace. I just absolutely love it. And I can't wait until we get to that point where we can tell you about it now. So there are a select few people that do know about it because I need to test my thought process with a few people. But yeah, there's some huge things happening, and certainly one individual that is probably listening now knows a lot about this, and he or she is very, very excited about it. Okay, it's going to take a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. We're currently going through the legal proceedings and also finishing off the white paper and having a lot of conversations with a lot of companies. One of them is Holo, and there's some other companies as well which you have seen in the Holo ecosystem that are going to help us with the project and the business. Okay, so it is staying within the Holo ecosystem, right? We're not going to create something and then disappear away from Holo. No, this is the idea of this is to be built in the whole ecosystem. So please be excited about what is happening. And yes, the time of the CryptoBits has had to be reduced because I have no time as it is with my agricultural business, policing, family, live stream, and then this. Things had to be cut, which it is what it is. But look, we're in a bear market. I only need to give you 1 or 2 weekly updates, and away we go. Just to keep you up to date on my trade, we are now on $24. So the market is recovering nicely. I'm 72% up on this trade with TRB. So I'm fairly happy with what's going on in the crypto space. We are starting to see a movement back to the upside. Paintball, it's actually airsofted. But yeah, I can show you a picture of me yesterday. I did take some time out, some R&R, and we went airsofting. And this is me. Here I am. This is me in the old trusty Land Rover out the top with one of my friends' MK46, which is a beast. He lent me it for the day, and I broke it. I broke the magazine, but I did take it home and fix it. All right, so panic over. So here I am. We had a really good day. I only got shot once, so 1 kill out of a whole day was pretty good going. I got shot in my arm, so I crossed them as a kill, but I'll probably survive it, bandage myself up. But I did get 1 shot right in the side here, which really hurt, and I thought, yeah, all right, that's a fatal wound. I'm not coming back from that. So it is a pretty serious game, all right? When we start using kit like this, things get really serious. So I've got an MP7 SCRL, I use an MK46, I use a lot of pyro, a lot of grenades, and smoke bombs to be able to infiltrate the enemy. Awesome fun. So yeah, thank you for reminding us about the airsoft incident. Okay, so what do I expect to happen with HOT? Okay, we are in a danger zone right now. Why are we in a danger zone? Because if we scroll out a bit, we are touching the support of the 2019 rise up to that 0.002. It is strong and it is holding nicely. But if we do lose that momentum, let's say the DXY continues to go up and Bitcoin continues to weaken, then we will see prices a lot lower. Because from here, there is not much support at all. In fact, the next support that we see is over at 0.001398. Now you'd be laughing because you'd be like, oh my God, I can buy a shed load of HOT for literally next to nothing. So you, in times of desperation, you have to see positivity. So if the bear market does continue throughout 2023, and we start to see a further breakdown, and this was a bit of a fake out of, yeah, this is the end of the bear market, we're now in a consolidation phase, which is what we have been seeing since May of this year. If the bear market continues and the price does come back and touch this support line here, then we're getting some really cheap HOT. But is it the highway to the danger zone? No. I mean, yeah. I mean, we came all the way down to 0.000197. Now, all of you that have been following the CryptoBits for quite some time, I know that you'll be putting $1,000 freaking dollars in at least at 0.000197. If I was to do the math, that's going to be a lot of HOT. It's going to be a heck of a lot of HOT. 0.0001197 times by what's that? 19.7 million. Sorry, it's 5 million. 5 million HOT for $1,000. Of course, Bob Fett. Yes, yes. Highway to the danger zone. Sorry, my brain wasn't in it. My brain wasn't in the game. I do apologize, but I got you got the song out of me. You got the song out of me. Okay, going back to the trade. We started at $18. We're now running at $31.75, running at 93% up on this trade, which is fantastic for TRB. I did buy the bottom, so I was pretty lucky. If we have a look at TRB, not on the weekly, on the 15-minute. Move across to here. So I did buy the bottom. All right, I was pretty lucky. But this is what we look at. Okay, I told you that I look at the relative strength index, and I bought the relative strength index when it was down. Here, I bought it here. This one here, relative strength index of 8.7. Okay, it's how you play the freaking game. It's how you do it. I don't know what's going to happen now. We might see weakness in the market when we get to that 30 and see a further drop back. But it is what it is. I'll quite happily take a $15 profit if it starts to drop. I'll take $15. Thank you very much. I'm not too concerned. I trade with little money during the bear market, so it's just a little bit of extra pocket money. But we'll see what happens. We could actually see a full market recovery. Have you seen them before, haven't you? Where the price comes down like this, and then within 24 hours, it's back up here, and you think to yourself, what the frick was all that about? Now, if that was to happen, if I got $30 from here, 3, 6, 9, 12, I could get $150 if we saw full market recovery overnight. Okay, always use stop losses, legends, if you are trading. Okay, do I have a stop loss on this now? No. Why? Because I'm watching it. Because I'm watching it. I'm watching it constantly this evening. So if you was to go to bed, okay, please stick a stop loss in. Let me show you how that works. So if I just zoom out a little bit, okay, we have the trade here, TRB USD. I'm now $27 in profit. And if I was going to go and ignore this now, I don't want anything to do with it. I'll just let it run. I'll click a take profit or a stop loss. And you put a stop loss in that you think is comfortable. So my entry price was $21.25. So if I put in now, the price is $22.90. So if I put in here $21.30, it says here that I'm going to earn 72 cents. So if the market absolutely drops like a stone, I'm still going to make a little bit of profit off the back of this trade. I click confirm, and then I've now got this stop loss in place. The trade itself is costing me 20 cents. And if I fall asleep and we get another dive to the downside, it's going to close that trade in a little bit of profit. All right, I've earned 40 cents when I could have earned $25. But that is the risk you take. The risk you take is that you fall asleep and you wake up and this is at $100. It is what it is. So why am I not on the screen? There I am. So legends, always, whenever you are leverage trading, please stick a stop loss on your trade, because what happens is you can get easily wrecked. And I see people looking, saying, what do I do with this trade? And it's minus $200. Going, you should have freaking closed it at minus $6. That's how far I go with a trade below. All right, just so you know, if it drops below $6, I close, and then I just carry on. So please make sure if you are trading, please trade safe. Okay. In relation to the size of trades that I do, I tend to use a 10x leverage, but I'm not sure what I did with this one. Yes, I did. Look, I put a 10x leverage on this trade. Relative strength index is absolutely ridiculous. This is on the daily. So we've got to see some kind of recovery, haven't we? With this kind of relative strength index. Hence why I put a trade in with TRB today. Vinu has been insane. Really? I've never ever looked at Vinu. And is Vinu in there? Vita Inu. Okay. Vita Inu. This is on the 15-minute. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Holy crap. It has been insane. So since yesterday, the price of Vino has actually risen 114%. Are you freaking kidding me? EFI Finance as well has had an absolute run. A crazy run to the upside. What was that one for EFI Finance? That was 53. So now Vino is in the lead. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at the price. All those zeros. Get $1 million for next to nothing. But since the 24th of August, I don't know what has happened. Did the relative strength index go to 0? We got a relative strength index of 0, legends. Wow. Gosh, we actually got a 258% rise since the 24th of August. Damn, that's awesome. Imagine if I had a long position on that bad boy.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Dad's Work is in the house. Good to see you, Dad's Work. Hope you are well. Pretty crazy for the bear market. Yes, it is. But we are going to see some crazy movements like this, and I'm not sure what Vita Inu is, but I'm guessing it is a meme coin. I need to keep my eyes on this. Vita Inu could be the next Shiba Inu, maybe. Yeah, what's it actually done since day one? Daily. Okay. Was it supposed to do that? Oops. Oh, dang. Ah, damn. Cool. It was lock and loaded, ready to go to the upside. Beautiful. All right. Happy days. Happy days for beating Uno. Massively overbought right now, so you might actually see a retracement. I might continue to carry on going up. These meme coins, seriously, scare the living daylights out of me. I don't really tend to trade. I don't really tend to trade meme coins. Try and stay away from them. But I'm gutted now because I could have spot traded and got 250%. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, legends. I hope you was in it. Yeah. There's work saying, I'm fine, Johnny. Hi, legends. Bought a big bag of Cardano, XRP, Stellar, and for sure, Holo, all safe on my ledger. Well done. It's very, very hard to put Holo on your ledger, but once it's in there, you just think to yourself, well, I can't be asked to move it, so I'll just leave it there. Yeah. Holochain Fraser, I sold early on it. Yeah. I hope you sold in profit. As long as you sold in profit, that's all that matters. It's a profit game. It is a profit game. Cool. So, having a flick through the market, we can see that Solana again continues to follow this trend line pattern all the way down, and it's now at $31. I don't see anything bullish for Solana in the near future. If there is something, then I will make a video on it, of course. Ion again is back down. It's now down at 0.005, so it's almost at the same price of HOT, which is ridiculous. But I think quite possibly we could see a bullish momentum or a trend line reversal The trend is your friend until the end. Is this the end and we can see a movement up? I don't know. Okay, the future of iron is extremely bright. In relation to their crypto, though, we need to see a lot more momentum. People have lost a ridiculous amount of money off the back of iron, which is not great. If we have a look at VeChain, VeChain came into this symmetrical triangle and did actually break down. Tried to break back up, touched the resistance line and got rejected. And here we are now sat at the support line here, which was the previous all-time high on the 16th of August of 2020. So we are now relying on older time frames because we've lost all of this momentum during the bull market. Okay, looking at XRP, XRP sat at 32 cents. XRP is a freaking steal right now. Make sure you are filling your bags with XRP because the SEC, it's all gone quiet. And I'm nervous about it. I think there is going to be something huge happening with XRP in the near future. XRP did not engage in last year's bull market, which means it has to engage in the 2024 bull market, and it's going to go freaking nuts. It's going to go crazy, and you're like, wish I bought it at 32 cents. I bought XRP at 17 cents, so I am still in profit, and I don't think I'll ever sell my XRP. I think they'll get passed on to my children, unless it makes me that rich that I have to sell it to change my lifestyle completely. So I will just keep adding to XRP regardless of what the market is doing. And I'll buy XRP at $150. Possible. In relation to wattage, Eurocon ISO 2022 tokens became a reality in November 24. Have become a reality in November 24. Luna Classic also looking strong. Really? People buying Luna? They're crazy. So yes, Eurocon ISO 2022 tokens become a reality in November 24. Okay. Let's make sure you're stacking your bags up ready for end of November. Cool. Buy the rumor, sell the news. 1 inch still struggling with this downward trend line. We have broken above it, stayed above it. Let's hope that we can consolidate and see a reversal movement of the market and get some nice bullish momentum. But right now, we are just consolidating. Right? It's painful. BNB doing pretty well. Is it now printing an inverse head and shoulder pattern? Quite maybe. Or it could actually just consolidate at this area. Now, relative strength index is mediocre. So we're sat pretty. I haven't been following BNB, so that's as much as I have to know really with Binance. I got upset with Binance when I couldn't trade with them anymore, sadly. Looking at Arweave, Arweave did a beautiful descending triangle and got a ridiculous breakout to the upside. Now sitting pretty back at the bottom of this descending triangle. Inverse head and shoulder pattern, which did get rejected because it wasn't perfect. Now we're coming back down, and I do see a downward trend line, sadly, which ain't going to be great for Arweave. But we could get a spring back at this price. Relative strength index on the daily is low. Could be a good, strong, long position for Arweave, quite possibly. Usually with Arweave, when we do touch the relative strength index of 30, we do get a bounce back bar in this one here, which was a scam wick to the bottom. So are we seeing some sort of support line here with the oversold territory? Quite possibly. Nice. Ethereum. Well, Ethereum, I've done a lot of work on Ethereum, and the latest work that I did was this triangle. Looking at a broadening wedge. Okay, broadening wedge there's a lot of writing, a lot of drawing on here, so let me make it bigger so you understand. A broadening wedge is where you have a triangle that is reversed, so you go from a tightening to an opening, and here it is. And then we have these movements here. Why is that double? What the frick? That's silly. I don't know why it's doubled up the letters T, but I am really, really sorry. Don't know why it's done that. But we've got A, B, C, D, E, and then there was the F movement, which I predicted a drop downward. I did say if you to check Google Images for info on bullish and bearish movements, and that's exactly what happened. The target for the breakdown at F was actually here at 1,535, and it touched it absolutely perfectly. So broadening wedge is a real accurate bearish movement. Please keep a close eye on these broadening wedge movements because you can trade these really, really well. Then we got a reversal pump back up to the 21 EMA, and it was actually a bull trap, and we got freaking wrecked. I got wrecked because like, yes, we're going back up here, and then boom, got stopped out. And then now we are coming back for a reversal on the daily, printing what looks like a doji candle, which is not good. All right, a doji candle on the daily is not a good sign. Those of you that know what a doji candle is, it means that we could be in for a reversal back down to that 1,469. So please, please, please be careful with Ethereum. Don't go buy an Ethereum right now, even with a relative strength index of 44. Woo! Okay, Elrond. Haven't done any work on it, so I don't know. Looks like it's consolidating. We could see a triangle maybe here if I ignore that breakout. Quite possibly. We'll keep an eye on Elrond. If we do get this tightening in a breakout here, then we could see a nice breakout. But it also could be a bear flag. Holy crap, that could be a bear flag. Bear flag meaning there's your flagpole coming into a flag. It's easier if I turn it upside down. Okay, this is what we're looking at. So Elrond could be a good short, but we don't want Elrond to come any lower. Relative strength index, it is risky. It is risky if we do see bearish momentum with Elrond. Holy crap, that could drop Elrond down to the $32.50 mark. Sit on that support line here that we saw back on the 10th of January of 2021. So be careful with Elrond, team, please. And let's have a look at Luna Classic. I don't even know what the that one is. That one LUNC. All right, that's all right. I was like, what? Ah, God, those were the days. Imagine if we shorted this. That would have been nice if we could have shorted that. Freaking 100%. Would have made so much freaking money. I'd have been a multimillionaire. Luna Classic. Okay. Right. Yeah, Luna Classic has just broken out of its first triangle. What does work? Doing the 8-ball. The answer is in with yourself. Is Johnny right with the Ballroom 2024? I need to change the 8-ball because I kind of broke it. Yeah, I broke the 8-ball. Can I get the 8-ball up? The games. I don't even know where the 8-ball is. I think it's on Streamlabs, isn't it? Streamlabs dashboard. Let me reset the 8-ball. I was having a funny day and decided to put some crazy stuff on the 8-ball, but really, it's really not fun. Right. Modules, 8-ball, preferences, reset 8-ball settings. Yes. Okay, try it again. Try that again. Does work, and you might get a better option. Eight ball when beta. Yes, PogChamp. What the frick is PogChamp? PogChamp? Okay. The emotes. Okay, so it's creating emojis. Alright, let's get rid of the emojis. Because I'm gonna have to draw the emojis myself. There we go. So there you go, the emojis have gone for now. Looking at, yes, Pogs. I do remember I had so many Pogs. I don't even know where they are now, to be fair. Okay, we are looking at quite possibly Lunar Classic to be coming up to 0.000015952 and a possible retracement here to a descending support line, quite possibly. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, beautiful little breakout. Relative strength index being high. Looks right that we could see movement up to here and then a movement down. Can I trade Lunar Classic? Because if that does hit, then I could be in for some cheeky gains. Derivatives. LUNC. No, I can't trade. Boring. Never mind. I remember Pogs came with free crisps. Oh, sounds nasty. That sounds nasty. Yeah, Pogs are S. You must have been in the same era when you went to school and you wore what were those shoes that we used to wear to school? Like leather ones, and you had like the little leather tongue thing. Oh my gosh. Was it Kangol shoes? Was it Kangol? Kickers. Oh, Kickers. Yes, it was Kickers. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Ah, oh, brings back memories. Ah. Right, Kickers shoes, 90s. Definitely in the 1990s, wasn't it? Yes. Yes, this was them. Do you remember? You can still actually get them. I remember these bad boys. These were all the... Oh, wow. I love it. This is bringing back some memories. Wow. Yeah, there it is. Look. There is the bad boy. Wow. As if you can still buy them. As if these things are still going strong. They were the best cool shoes ever. They were so comfy. And if you were posh, you had Berghaus Meropeak. Berg. Can you tell that I didn't have Berghaus Meropeak? Berghaus Meropeak. That's a jacket. What? $200? Really? Actually, I had something similar to that, but it wasn't a Berghaus. Wow, £360 back in the 90s. Yeah, I didn't have anything like that. Didn't have it. Eurocon, American football tops and stonewashed jeans. Oh dear. Red and green underneath. Shiny slammer. Brilliant. That's amazing. Cool. Right. Legends. So that's updated you on crypto. What day is it today? It is Tuesday. And you know what? I'm going to do another live tomorrow night. So we'll have an update as to what we've discussed. Have a look at the trade that I'm currently running, which is now at $22. So it's had a bit of a pullback, but still 70% up. Cheeky little trade. I'm fairly happy with that. If we have a look, there's my stop loss in place. So if I do fall asleep, then I'm not going to... Let's work with the $5.22. Does work when Holoport USB. Now, they have said Q4 of 2022. We will... Edward does tend to drop into the chat from time to time. He was the one that invented the Holoport USB. So fingers crossed he will come in. And no sound. Really? I got sound. Why is there no sound? Does that one work? Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. Well, you're not getting any sound. That's all. That's really bad. Communication, audio, properties. Right. Try that. Okay, so if I press that.
Yeah, boy!
Is that working? Right, that one.
Yeah, boy!
Now I'm breaking it. Right, let's try this. Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
When Holoport USB, DIDNT the Pogshom say, they come end of this year, hiking boot man's shoe.
Right, cool. So, that means that we have to go back to Holochain phrases giveaway. Sorry, it's super chat of $2.42. So here's the first one.
Howdy partners.
Also, my alerts is behind the screen. You lot can't see it. Let's push that up. Look at us fixing the CryptoBits together. We are freaking legends. Try again.
Howdy partners.
Right, and then does work.
When Holoport USB, DIDNT the Pogshom say, they come end of this year, hiking boot man's shoe.
So, was that echoing? Maybe... If that was echoing, let us know, because I did see 2 bars come up. Is that working now? Echo now gone. Okay.
When Holoport USB, DIDNT the Pogshom say, they come end of this year, hiking boot man's shoe.
There we go. Right, so now we can answer Desware's question. When Holoport USB, so they have said by the end of 2022, Q4. So fingers crossed that is when it is going to happen. But to be honest, I've had no correspondence from HoloUSB. In fact, I'm actually going to send Edward an email, try and get some info from him to see if we can find out when that is going to happen. Typical Netherlanders. Every time he plays that, it empties your account more. Laughing out loud. Can you imagine if that was the case? Was it Edward? Yes, Edward was the guy who created the HoloUSB with Sarah. He does dip into the live stream from time to time. So if he's in and starts talking about the Holoport USB, then I will catch him and we can actually ask him some questions. So yes, you will see him. You will see him in the chat. Look for Edward. There is 2 Edwards, remember. There's 2 Edwards in the live stream. So if it's not that Edward, it's obviously the other one. But like I say, it does come in from time to time. So fingers crossed, we can have a chat to him about the HoloUSB when we see him. That's why the CryptoBits is so cool. Do I see an inverse head and shoulder pattern occurring right now, legends? That would be so cool if that was the case. And then we're like, well, what the frick was that dip all about? 15-minute team, boom, boom. Thank you very much. We're back up here. Let's just not panic about the crypto space tonight, please. Let's just go off, enjoy our evening, and relax. Because, in my opinion, that looks like an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Yeah. Okay, team. There's work and Holochain Fraser, thank you so much for the super chats. Also, to everybody that subscribes to the channel, it really does mean a lot so that we can run the 24/7 live stream. Your Jeremy Hansen, did you talk about your project anymore today? Yes, I did. I can give you an update on that it is still currently going well. We are sorting out the legal aspects of it and also finishing off the white paper. And in relation to the front end of the business, so the face of the business will be myself, and a lot of the Twitter updates, Discord updates, blogs will be done by Hesu. So look out for Hesu's updates. But the business is doing extremely well. Okay, we have purchased a lot of websites now, website domains, and we are in the process of building the website, and also in the process of getting the legal proceedings right. We went to Helsinki and we did a lot of work in Helsinki, dealt with the basic crux of the business, whereas now the last meeting that we had, which was last night, went on for 3 hours. We had a 3-hour meeting last night. It was intense, but we got a hell of a lot of info off the back of it. So yes, everything is going as planned, and we are working extremely hard to bring you an MVP, a minimum viable product, so that you can all get your teeth into it and see what it's like, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna work. We are currently in cahoots with different companies so that we can test our software and test our other things. I can't go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it all for you. But seriously, this thing is going to benefit you lot so freaking much if you are technically minded, or even if you are not technically minded, right? Doesn't matter. Each person is going to benefit so freaking much. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Hey. Jerome Van Kromenacker gave a lot of Stang books to Eurocon. Jeremy Hansen, website. Yes, we are building a website. Of course, we're building a website so that you lot know what's going on, what's going to happen with this business, what this business looks like. There's going to be all sorts of cool stuff on there. Yeah. Eurocon, thanks. Not a wise investment though. Talking to Jerome van den Kromenacker. So yeah, good. It's good. It's very, very good. If it wasn't good, I would not be investing this much time in it. Simple as that. I know a good business when I see one. So, team, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow night. We will review everything that we've discussed today, and what I'll do is I'll stop the stream so that people can watch it that don't have the time to watch it, and restart a new one. And I'll be back tomorrow night. I'll stick it up here. I'll stick it up here. Yeah, I'll stick it up. I'll stick it up on the top. Say that I'm going to be live around about 8 p.m. Okay, team, stay out of trouble. Have a wonderful night. Really, really, really good to see you all. Seriously, it's great to get back and have a little bit of fun on the CryptoBits. Don't even know where my music has gone. Where the frick's my music gone? I always do this because I've got that many freaking screens open. Okay, bring that across to there, up on there. Music across to there. I liked that that rock music, so we're going to play that one again. Okay, so without further ado, have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody. Freaking love all every single one of you. And until then, until tomorrow night, team. Peace, you freaking legends. In a bit.